Hey everyone, this is Nathan here from NQ Productions, and today we're talking about the brand new Super Mario Bros. Movie. I haven't done a review on an animated film since December of 2019, holy shit. And also, I am a huge fan of everything Mario, so this review was just waiting to happen. Now, before we get started, some quick disclaimers. First off, this review will be spoiler-free. I won't mention or show anything that wasn't in the trailers, so you don't have to walk away from this review to avoid any spoilers. Secondly, this review is just my own personal opinion, so if you don't agree with what I say in this video, that's completely fine. And lastly, all of the footage from the Mario movie will have this Mario-themed border around it. I'm just doing this to avoid getting copyright claimed. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's talk about the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Let's go! Now, before we talk about the actual movie, I'd like to discuss everything leading up to the release of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. This film was announced back in 2018, where it was revealed that Nintendo would collaborate with Illumination Entertainment, the creators of the Minions, to create a new animated feature based on Mario. When this news broke out, everyone was very concerned with how it would turn out. At the time, video game movies didn't have the best reputation, and the company that Nintendo was partnering with, Illumination, also didn't have the best reputation, since most people think Illumination films aren't that great. It didn't help either that all of the characters were going to be voiced by A-list celebrities, which made people even more concerned, even if celebrity casting has been a thing in animated movies for years. But then, when the actual trailer started coming out, everyone's expectations completely changed. People were actually looking forward to seeing the Mario movie now. And so was I. I was really excited to see the Mario movie. I wasn't expecting it to be a masterpiece, but I was hoping it would be at least a good and solid 7 out of 10 movie. So, I bought my movie ticket, sat down in the cinema with my brother and some friends, watched the movie, and it's even better than I thought it would be. No, seriously, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is an amazing film, and I will tell you why. Easily the best part about the Super Mario Bros. Movie is the animation. The movie's visuals are absolutely breathtaking. It's super colorful, the textures look great, I love the character designs, and everyone is super expressive. This movie is just pure eye candy, which makes sense since it's the most expensive Illumination film to date. Also, the music in this film is amazing. All of the remixed Mario themes sound great, and it was fun to try and figure out which Mario themes were used in the movie. The original music by Brian Tyler was good as well, but the pop songs that are in the film every now and then, I was a little mixed on. I didn't hate their inclusion since some pop songs did fit well with the scenes they were in, but some others felt out of place. I feel like they were there just because this was an Illumination film, since they're known for their overuse of pop songs. But other than that, the music was great. Something else that was really great was the voice acting. Like I said at the start of the video, people were worried about what the characters would sound like because of the celebrity voices. Mainly, people were worried about Chris Pratt as Mario. But don't worry, our worries were all for nothing because everyone did a great job with their voices. Charlie Day as Luigi was really good. His voice worked really well for Luigi. Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach was alright. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong was funny, mainly because he did the Seth Rogen laugh. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad was good, especially since it wasn't the annoying "Let's go, Yahoo!" kind of voice. Chris Pratt as Mario was better than I expected, although his voice was a bit inconsistent. Sometimes he sounds like Mario, and sometimes he sounds like Chris Pratt's normal voice. It was a bit odd. But easily, the best performance was from Jack Black. His voice as Bowser was pitch perfect, and was one of the main reasons why I loved Bowser in this movie. His delivery just made him way more entertaining than he would have been otherwise, and everyone else in the cast did a good job as well, including the cameos from Charles Martinet. I won't say who he played in this movie, but the roles they gave him in this movie were fantastic choices. Speaking of roles, the characters were all very enjoyable. Not only did the voice acting help with making these characters fun to watch, but the way the characters worked off each other is decent. I kinda wish Mario and Luigi were together in the movie a little bit more, because when they're together, the bond they have is really great. Also, Mario's relationship with Peach and Toad could have been a little bit better, but the way Mario and DK chatted with each other felt natural at least. And Bowser, like I said earlier, is an entertaining villain from start to finish. He's easily the best character in the whole movie for me. The arcs that everyone went through were also decent as well. Even if some of the arcs were predictable, that didn't stop me from enjoying the movie. Although, since I mentioned the word predictable, I guess I should talk about the weakest part of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the story. So the plot goes like this. Mario and Luigi start their own plumbing business in Brooklyn, but one day when they're doing their job, they fall into a warp pipe and separate. Luigi ends up in the Darklands and gets captured by Bowser, while Mario ends up in the Mushroom Kingdom. Eventually, Mario teams up with Peach, Toad, and the Kong Army to try and save the Mushroom Kingdom from Bowser and his army of Koopa Troopas. When you hear that story out loud, you can see the issues right away. The plot is very simple, and it's easy to figure out what will happen in the movie. Mario starts off as a nobody, and then towards the end of the movie, becomes the hero that saves the day. It's a story that we've seen multiple times. Also, the pacing during some scenes is really quick. There are some moments in the film that go by really fast, making it hard to get invested in those moments during the movie, leading to a bit of underdeveloped stuff in the movie. Now, even though the story is predictable and formulaic, is that a bad thing? Well, yes and no. On one hand, yeah, it sucks to see a familiar story instead of something new, but on the other hand, the movie is still very entertaining to watch regardless of its simple story. Mainly because of the action. Seriously, this movie's action is some top tier stuff. Also, there were some moments during the film where things happened that I was not expecting to see. I managed to get some pleasant surprises during my viewing of the film. And hey, at least the movie didn't have the super basic plot of having Peach getting kidnapped by Bowser at the very beginning. That's something, right? Now, as for the humor in this movie, it was okay. Not every joke worked for me, but the ones that did work were pretty funny, and nothing in the film made me cringe or got on my nerves. In fact, there was not a single boring or dull moment in this entire movie. Even with my small issues, I had a big smile on my face the entire time. And one of the factors as to why I had a huge smile on my face was because of the butt-ton of references in this movie. Now, for viewers of the film that don't really play Mario, most of these references you won't care about, and they will just fly over your head. But for fans of Mario like me, it was just crazy to me how much they referenced in this movie, ranging from the super obvious stuff to the incredibly obscure deep cuts. Now, I won't say what references I saw specifically since some of them enter spoiler territory, but seeing this much in the film proves that this movie is a love letter to Mario and Nintendo fans all across the world. This film was definitely a passion project from everyone working on the film, and that makes me so happy. Overall, I had a great time with the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It ended up exceeding my expectations, and it was a fantastic movie from start to finish. Even though the story is simple and predictable, the pacing is inconsistent, the humor is hit and miss, and the characters have simple arcs and don't play off each other as well as I would have liked, those issues didn't really bother me, and there was still a lot about this movie that I loved. The animation was beautiful, the music is good for the most part, the characters are likable, the voice acting is great, the moments that are funny gave me a laugh, the action is engaging, there's nothing boring in this film, and the references to Mario and Nintendo media was a great touch. If you're a fan of Mario like me, this movie is a must watch. But if you're not a Mario fan, or if you're someone that doesn't really have that much experience with the Mario franchise, this movie isn't anything special, but it's a good time and you'll be entertained during the entire runtime. So I'd recommend checking it out. As for my rating, I'm giving the film an 8 out of 10. It has its problems, but they weren't big enough to take away the amount of enjoyment I had with this movie. To me, this movie felt like something that actually came from the Mario franchise, unlike last time. which makes it, in my opinion, the best video game movie I've ever seen. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was a close second, but the humor and pacing of that film was a little worse for me, so that's why Mario has the edge in my eyes. Regardless of my thoughts on everything, I'm just so happy that we're finally getting good video game movies. The video game curse is officially gone, even though the Mario movie currently has a 56 on Rotten Tomatoes. Yikes. I get why critics aren't into the Mario movie as much as I am, but I just feel like this 56% rating is a bit too low for the kind of movie this is. All this movie is trying to do is be a fun and enjoyable adaptation of the Mario franchise in movie form, and in my opinion, even if it's not perfect, it manages to achieve that pretty darn well. Well folks, that's my review on the Super Mario Bros. Movie. So what did you guys think of the movie? Did you love it or did you hate it? Let me know down in the comments below. But with that said, thank you guys for watching the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Wait, the FNAF movie is coming out this year? Well then, I guess the Mario movie isn't the only video game movie I'll talk about this year. Look forward to the FNAF movie review in November, I guess. Anyways, good night, Mushroom Kingdom.